Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. We are very happy to welcome you here today for this information session by ESCP Business School. We're here to talk about specialization as part of the Master in Management. We want to explain to you why it's important to be able to choose several specializations during your studies at ESCP and what it will bring for your future career. My name is Hélène Frangeul, and I'm a marketing manager on the Paris campus at ESCP Business School. So just a few words of information for this webinar. We will present the specializations, and you will be able to ask your questions, like you will be able to write them, and then we will answer them at the end of the webinar. Please write them in the question and answer tab, not in the chat, please. It's just easier if we have all the questions at the same place. So please, in the Q&A tab. Federico, can you introduce yourself and yes, say what you're doing at ESCP, what you did before?
Yeah, sure. My name is Federico Cisi. I'm Italian from Turin. Before joining ESCP, I attended my Bachelor of Business Administration at the University of Turin. And then I joined ESCP directly to the Master in Management without attending the PMY year, the pre-master. And I spent my first semester of the first year in Turin because of COVID, unfortunately. And then I had to move to Berlin because I was enrolled in the CFO option, a specialization basically on finance and accounting. And now I am currently in Paris doing the free track option, which is actually not a specialization, but a highly customizable path that you can choose. And next semester, I will stay in Paris as well, doing the managing oneself and others specialization, which is most of all based on soft skills and elevator pitches and stuff like that.
All right, very good. So I will now share my screen and start the presentation. So Federico, can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
All right, perfect. And don't hesitate to add anything during the presentation. So yes, what will you learn at ESCP when you're a student, like a student of the Master in Management? You will actually be spending 2 years of studies at ESCP. During your Master 1, you will first have core courses of intercultural management, all the fundamentals of intercultural management, because obviously we cannot ask you to choose specializations if you haven't discovered already all the areas of management. So this is very important to have this first semester of core courses. We mentioned here catch-up courses preterm. These catch-up courses are done online and are designed for people who did not study business administration before entering ESCP. So we can have students who studied law, engineering, psychology, math, anything. So they don't have already like a knowledge of management, so that before their intake in September, they have to follow online classes during the summer so that they are sure that they are up to date with where they have the basics of management, so that they can really start their core courses they're sure that they will understand everything when they start with the rest of the batch who has already studied business administration beforehand. And then so first semester core courses, and second semester you choose your first specialization. So we have now like a panel of 61 specializations. We have new specializations available every year. So yes, you really have to choose one specialization. Each specialization lasts for 1 semester and has like 120 hours of classes. So it is like quite intense. So you choose one in Master 1, and then you will choose 1 or 2 in Master 2. And during your entire Master in Management program, you will also follow different seminars that will like encourage you to, well, yes, to interact with people in a different way, to build your ability to speak in front of other people, to negotiate, etc. For example, one seminar that students really like usually is the Designing Europe seminar. All students, like all the students on the different campuses, gather together in Brussels at the European Parliament. and negotiate and like debate for several days. So for example, this is just one example of a seminar that you will follow at ESCP Business School as part of a MIM student. So here you can see the 2 years of studies, so the 4 semesters, first semester core courses, and then specializations. And also in Master 2, you can choose if you don't want to do specializations, you can do electives the same way that Federico is doing right now, or you can study in a partner university, you can do a dual degree. This is like highly personalizable. So this is very, yeah, like you will have to make a lot of choices at ESCP. It's something that you need to understand, and you are actually lucky to have so many possibilities to actually build your ideal career path. And I mentioned here that you will be able to do like gap year, gap semesters after your master or after your master 1. So as I said, like the big asset of this program is that it can be highly personalized. Like more than 3/4 of the program can be personalized because you get to choose specializations, you get to choose if you want to study at partner universities, do dual degrees, internships, like, so yeah, this is obviously a very big asset. And the goal of this program and this personalization is that you become more marketable when you get to graduate, because you will study in a multicultural environment, like several nationalities in the same class, but also you will study in different countries. So obviously this is very international, and it's very important to have a combination of general management studies to understand management in general, and to choose specializations, and also do a lot of internships. Federico, do you want to explain here a little bit? So I was talking about the fact that the program is very international. Like, can you like confirm, or like can you explain like which nationalities you have in your different classes, for example?
Well, actually, I know people from all around the world at ESCP, especially in Paris, because, for example, you know, if you go to Madrid, for example, there are many Spanish students, as well as in Italy, in Turin, but most of all in London and in Paris, you can know people from all around the world, as well as in Berlin. So the international mindset is one of the strengths of ESCP. And I think that this personalization of the program is the most important aspect of the school, because personally, I chose ESCP because of the fact that we were able to select 3 different specializations. Because, you know, in other business schools or university, if you enroll for a master in management, you will study management, but the study plan is fixed. You know, here instead, if you want to specialize in marketing and finance and accounting or sustainability, you can do all the things at the same time, thanks to the fact that you will be required to select 3 different specializations. So yeah, that's it.
So here, yes, very quickly, as I said, we have currently 61 specializations. So I have here like 4 slides. You are able to find the full list of specialization on our website. I will, just after I stop sharing my screen, I will put the link for the syllabus in the chat, so that you can really have like descriptions of the different specializations to understand how, like, the difference in specificities between the different specializations. But you can see that we offer a lot of those specializations in a lot of different sectors, and each year we add new specializations. So this is like brand new. Some specializations are not even like on the website yet, but we will add next year some specializations, like in luxury marketing, in marketing sustainability, like consumer behavior. I mean, that this is like, as I said, like right now we have 61. Next year we will have more. The year after, certainly like a few more. So like it can really change a lot. Here at the end of this slide, we mentioned the free tracks. So Federico, this is what you're doing. Can you explain why you chose this path, like doing several electives instead of doing a full specialization?
Exactly. The free track is the possibility to select elective courses that are not part of any specialization. And this is very interesting actually, because you can customize from A to Z your study plan, your semester, choosing exams which are anything to do with each other. And for example, I'm taking courses right now about consulting and others about finance, a negotiation course. It is really interesting. I chose to take this opportunity because last year, as I mentioned before, I took the CFO specialization, which is really tough, let's say, because we had to study a lot during that course. And now we are well prepared for the working world. So in my idea, an ideal path at ESCP would be to take during the first year of master a difficult specialization, which will allow you to be prepared for under the aspect of hard skills. And then maybe during the second year of master, you can choose a let's say softer specialization, such as the free track option, which is actually not a specialization, but a set of elective courses, because this choice will allow you to focus more at the same time on applications, on the thesis. So in my idea, the best thing to do would be, but this is my personal opinion, you don't have to follow it, would be to take a hard specialization and a softer one.
I mean, there are a lot of things to take into account. As you can see here, like some specializations are offered usually either on the fall semester, so from September to December, or in the spring semester. So in Master 1, you have to take one that is offered in the spring semester. So already you don't have the choice of the 61 specializations in M1, because you have to choose one which is offered in the spring, and then it's basically based on your interests. One thing that is very interesting to do, I would say, is choosing a specializations that, yes, indeed, you think that you will like. And then after the M1, you have the possibility to do internships, which can help you double check that, okay, I like these specializations. Do I like working in this field, or actually does it have like nothing to do? When I thought I liked it, I liked the theory of it in class, but then doing it in the firm, I actually don't like it. And so you actually have time in Master 2 to choose up to 2 more specializations. So it's very good. Yeah, in Master 1, you choose one that, yes, you're interested in, and then you will be able to test in a real life situation in a company if your choice is being confirmed or not. So concretely, how does it work? When will you choose your specialization? If you're applying to enter ESCP this year, so if you're applying this year, you will choose your choice of campus for the first semester and your first specialization in June of 2022. So once you are accepted at ESCP, we will ask you, to give us like your list of priorities for the campus for the first semester and your priorities for the first specialization. So you will have to make like several choices. We cannot assure you that you will get your first choice, especially for the first semester for like the core courses, because the courses are the same everywhere. So you really have to choose according to like the campus, like the city that you like. But yes, we cannot assure you that you will get your first choice. And then yes, each semester we will basically ask you what you want to do for the next semester. Do you want to do like a gap semester? Do you want to study for an extra specialization? So you will have to make several choices like throughout your study path at ESCP. And for specializations for each semester, you will have to make 4 choices. You don't get to say, I want to do the CFO specialization and that's it. It's like, no, you have to make like 4 choices, and you will get either your first, second, third, or fourth choices. Just to reassure you, the director of the program told me that 85 students of M1 students get their first choice. So I mean, like, there is very good chance that you will get your first choice, but it's just I'm being honest, we cannot assure you like 15% of M1 students do not get their first choice. So basically, to apply for specializations, you will need like a CV, a cover letter. Usually, we will have a look at your average admission grade, like to determine your level. And some professors might ask that you already have some professional experience in the field. Not all of them, but some of them might ask for that. Some specializations have a very, very high demand, and some not as much. So like the highest demand is usually for the specializations in investment banking, consulting, big data, and creativity marketing. So that's why when you put your 4 choices, you should not put 4 specializations with a very, very high demand. You should like make sure that you have specialization that, you know, there's a very good chance that you will get in. And Master 2 students have the first priority for the choice of specializations because obviously this is their last year at ESCP. If you don't get your first choice in Master 1, you still have the chance to apply in Master 2. So that's why Master 2 students have the first priority for this choice. And yes, how will you get help for like to choose the right specializations? Well, then when you're a student at ESCP, you have access to the intranet. And last year we recorded webinars for each department or each campus so that you have a presentation by the professors of each specialization. And as I said, you have access to the syllabi. I will put the link in the description so that yes, you can get a little description of each specialization. And as we said, you will choose up to 3 specializations. So here it's up to you to decide if you want to choose one field with 3 views, for example, 3 different specializations in finance or 3 different specializations in marketing, or you can like do a hybrid choice. And this is pretty much what you did, Federico, like something more in finance and something more in general management, and on top of that, electives. So here it's really up to you to decide, and you will be able to ask also the professors, like you will get help to make sure that you make the right choice for you. It's not like your choice is not the same choice as other people because it depends on what you want to do after graduation. So that's why, yes, you really get to have a lot of choice in like this whole list of specializations and different things that you can do at ESCP. So yes, you get to build your path like one semester at a time, let's say.
Yeah.
So
can I add something?
Yes, we're at the end of the webinar, so go on.
Okay, yeah, I just would like to say that in my opinion, if you are already sure what to study, ESCP is the right choice because you have 61 different specializations to choose from. So if you are already convinced to study investment banking, for example, you already know you will take that specialization. On the other hand, if you are not sure yet what to study, ESCP is the right choice because it offers you a wide choice. So you can study marketing during the first year and finance during the second year, as Hélène was saying before. So this is very important, in my opinion, for a school to offer such as customizable program for you.
All right, I just put like the link for the syllabi in the chat, so you can, so all of you can visit it and yeah, get more information. All right, so let's have a look. Let's have a look at the questions. So I would like, good afternoon. I would like to do dual degree with the first year in Madrid and the second in partner university. Will the tuition fees depend on where you study? If you study in a partner university, if you do like a simple academic exchange, it will be only 1 semester, and here there are no additional fees. You will pay your ESCP tuition fees, and you get to study 1 semester instead of doing a specialization on one of our campuses. And here there are no fees. If you're talking about a dual degree, this will take place over the full Master 2 year. So it means that the whole year of Master 2, you will not study on the ESCP campuses. You will study at the partner university. And here, tuition fees might change according to the partner. Some dual degrees don't have any additional fees, you just pay your ESCP fees. Some partners ask for extra fees. This applies, for example, for universities in the United States. If you're doing a dual degree at the in the United States, you should expect some extra tuition fees. So as I said, I don't have here the full list of the different costs for all the dual degrees because we have too many of them. But once you're a student, you have access to the internet and you have access to the full list of partners. So here you can check way before you have to apply to make sure that you know if for this dual degree you have to pay additional fees or not. When do catch-up courses start? So this is in summer, so I don't have the exact date here, but I would say July. It's really over the course of the summer. There's a question about the CEMS. I'm not familiar with this acronym. If you want to precise what you mean by CEMS, this is not. I don't think this is a partner that I've heard of. There's someone who's asking if you can study both M1 and M2 in Paris. No, this is not possible. We have to be very, very clear about this. The goal of studying at ESCP is to study in different campuses, in different countries. So it is impossible to study for 2 years in Paris or in whichever campus that you choose. Like, you have to understand that, because this is the DNA of ESCP, that we have several campuses and we have a lot of different partners, and we want people who are very interested in this international aspect. So you have to make sure that you're aware of that. So, like, as a general rule, over the 4 semesters, you cannot spend more than 2 semesters in the same country. So yes, here you have to be very careful. For example, in the case of Federico, he studied the first year in Berlin and the master 2 in Paris. So you can change. He could have said, like, I want to do the first semester in Madrid and then the second in London. You can, like, mix and match. But no, it will not be possible to study both years in Paris or in another campus. It's maximum 2 semesters and minimum one semester.
Yeah, there are 4 semesters, so 2 years, 4 semesters. So you can visit, let's say, you can study in 4 different campuses if you want to. So you can do Turin, Berlin, London, and Madrid. I suggest to go to Paris because the school is from Paris. So I'm attending the whole year in Paris in M2, but this is my opinion. A lot of people do it, but you can do whatever you want, actually.
There's a question, is it mandatory to study at an ESCP campus, or can we study in a partner university? Partner universities will be possible only in Master 2. So in Master 1, you will be on our campuses. So either the full year on one campus or 1 semester in one campus and 1 semester in another one. If you want to study in a partner university, it will be in Master 2. So either 1 semester for simple academic exchange or the full year of Master 2 if you're doing a dual degree. All right. How is the selection of students for each campus in the first semesters when students take courses made? We will have a look at your average admissions grade. We will have a look at the quality of your file, and yes, depending on the competition, you will have, like, the priority or not. Like, you will have either your first choice or your second choice, for example.
Yeah, and be aware that, for example, I applied quite late, something like the 3rd round, if I remember correctly. So, for example, the Madrid campus was already full. I had not the possibility to go to Madrid for the first semester of first year because the places were already booked.
Yeah. Yes, it has to be clear that when you apply to ESCP, you will not be able to say, either it's my first year in Paris or nothing, you know. You will have you will not be sure that you have your first choice. So that's why, you know, it has to be clear that you are applying to a multi-campus school, and that yes, you are not sure that you will be able to study on this campus on this semester. You will have to make choices. And yes, if you want to have a higher chance of getting your first choice, yes, we will have a look at your admission, average admission grade from when you applied. And for Master 2, we will mostly have a look at your exams grades. Usually, for exams, you are being ranked with your whole batch, and so yes, this is how we will make a selection for paths that have a high selectivity rate. There's someone who's asking how the gap year operates. Well, it can be a gap year, it can be a gap semester. For Master 1 and Master 2, so 2 years of studies, you have up to 4 years to do these 2 years of studies. So you can take up to 2 gap years if you want to. So you have to do the first, the Master 1 year in one block. You cannot say, you cannot split it into two semesters with internships in the middle. It has to be one block. But then you decide each semester if you want to do a semester of internship or a semester of studying. So yes, this is very flexible. There's a question about the duration of double degrees, the duration. Most dual degrees last for 1 year for the year of Master 2. Some of them will require that you spend actually more time. If you're doing a dual degree in an engineering school, for example, usually it adds another year. So it depends on the partner. How is it possible to get up to 5 degrees? That's thanks to our different campuses. Since we have campuses all over Europe, if you follow certain rules, you can get additional degrees. So all of our students, all of them get the French master degrees. But on top of that, if you follow certain rules, if you study in Berlin, you can get a German degree on top of that. If you study on the London campus, you can get a British degree, etc. So there, our students have more information on the exact requirements. For example, you can have requirements about the languages of the subjects that you're studying, or you can have requirements about the master thesis. It really depends. But yes, that's how you can get up to five degrees without even leaving ESCP campuses. So yes, that's a great asset that we offer our students. I don't have the exact number of seats available in each campus. This is once you're in the funnel. I'm not even sure that the admissions team can give you an indication. As Federico said, for example, when he applied, the Madrid campus was already full. So yes, there is a limited amount of seats. I don't have the exact numbers here. For the gap year, you have to pay fees, so not tuition fees, but you have to pay administrative fees. Currently, they cost 930 euros for the gap year. It can change slightly in the next year, but that should remain around this 900 euro frame. All right. As I said before, if you're in a partner university for a simple exchange, you don't have to pay any more fees. If you're in a dual degree partnership, you can have additional fees depending on the destination. Mostly, dual degrees in the United States have additional fees. There's the question about the GMAT. Is the GMAT required? This will depend on your country of residence on the campus that you're related to. It is highly recommended that you have a GMAT because this is a highly selective admission pass. So we will take that into account. For a lot of countries. It is compulsory to have a GMAT or a TAJ-MAJ, but like a kind of logic test. There's a question about the transfer process between ESCP campuses. I'm not sure I understand the specificity. So basically, like when you each semester, we will ask you if you want to study. You will have to basically to apply, to make choices. As I said, like for specializations, you will have to make 4 choices, and then you will get your answer. So you will know where you study the following year. I don't know if I don't understand really the specificity of the question. I think this is it, unless there are more questions. There's a question: if you fail a class, so we hope that doesn't happen, but it can happen. You have another chance to make it up. Like at the end of the year, there are some extra exam sessions, so that you can catch up and obviously get a better grade. But it's not ideal, obviously. So yes, make sure that you study enough for your exams, so you don't have to take them a second time.
Yeah, it's not beautiful to take the receipt. I didn't, fortunately, but it's not beautiful. A lot of friends of mine did, and they had to restudy for the same exam during the internship. So it's not easy. Yeah, it's boring. I think that you cannot even receive the highest grade at the end of the program if you had to take a receipt exam.
Yeah, it's possible. No, it's obviously better if you just study progressively throughout the semester to make sure that you don't have to resit your exams.
It's not very common, but it could happen.
Oh yes,
especially in specializations of finance. For example, last year in Berlin, in my specialization, something like half of the class had at least one receipt to take. Because the course was very challenging and tough, but it could happen in difficult specializations.
If we're not admitted at ESCP, can we do again the admissions process? You can apply the next year. You cannot apply again the same year, because if you were rejected, you were rejected. But if you can improve your file, improve, I don't know, for example, your GMAT results, have a better admission file for the following year, yes, you can try to apply again. For MIM applicants, how important is working experience? Well, if you apply to enter ESCP in Master 1, we will certainly ask that you have at least a little bit of work experience. Doesn't have to be much, but you already have a bachelor degree. Some of you already have a first master degree. So we will ask you to know at least why you want to study in the business school. It's good that you already have at least a little bit of experience, at least a first internship. And obviously we will be able to understand your profile more, and your profile will have a highest quality. When is the due date for admission? That depends on your country of residence. On the website, you will find the different due date. It is different if you're, for example, a student from France. There's only one session a year. For other countries, it depends. It depends on the campus that's responsible for your admission. So go to our website, the Master in Management page, admissions tab. you will be able to find the calendars. Okay, thank you, thank you, Federico, for your written answer. For most countries, there are indeed several rounds, but as you said, Federico, for example, you applied a bit late and the Madrid campus was full. So if we can recommend something, the earliest you can apply, the better it is. Yeah,
I strongly recommend to apply as soon as possible, because the places will be already taken, you know. So during the first round, all the places are available. So even though you don't have a very strong profile, you can be admitted anyway. Of course, the first round has already gone, I guess.
Oh yes, because we start recruiting in November. So.
Exactly. So I suggest you to apply as soon as possible, because otherwise the places will be taken by other students.
When we meet students, like do we have like a preference for like the bachelor's performance or the professional experience? We will have a look at everything, but just understand that there's a very high competition. So usually most of our applicants have very good grades. They have very good grades, and on top of that, we will have a look at their profile, let's say. So pretty much you have to have everything, you know. You have to have like good grades, good bachelor grades, and yes, if you have an interesting profile with like a few professional experiences, for example, it's always better. But yes, and this will be like the base, like to select you, but then you will have an oral examination to prove that you are motivated to get into ESCP.
Yeah, what it matters is the overall profile you have, because you know you can, for example, compensate a weak factor with another one. For example, I didn't have, honestly, a very strong international experience because I didn't go abroad for studying, and at the same time I had a very nice internship experience, so I was able to compensate one factor with another one, and what it matters in the end is your overall profile, so the combination of all these factors.
Yes, so I think this answers like the question we have in the chat about the GPA. There's a question about like good grades. What do we mean good grades? There's no way I can give you a minimum, because it depends on your university. Not every university is going to give the same grades, so there's no way I can tell you. We will have a look at the grades, but we will have a look at your ranking in your batch of students. That gives us also an indication. And yes, like when we select profiles, we know universities, like if here we're mentioning French universities specifically, we know like these universities very well, so we know like what a good grade in this university means. So that's why we will be able to know if this is a good grade in this university. But there's no way that I can tell you that you need to have a 12 or you need to have a 16. It really depends on the field and the university. It's it's an exam. You're in competition with other candidates, so you don't need to be good. You need to be better than other candidates. That's all I can tell you.
Yeah, let's just say that within ESCP, at the end of the master, if you have a GPA of 16 out of 20, you will get the degree with high honors. So just to give you an idea, 16 out of 20 is a very good grade.
Oh yes, that's an excellent grade. All right, what I think we're coming to the end of this presentation. Don't hesitate to come talk to us on a different virtual booth that we have during this open day. We're still available for you a little bit, so don't hesitate to come and talk to us if you have like very specific questions. So yes, I want to thank all of you like for attending this presentation. I hope we were clear and that we were able to answer a lot of your questions. Oh, thank you, Federico. I can see that you put your email address
in the chat. Mistake because I shared it just with you, so I just need to share it in the main chat. All right, now you can see.
All right. So
If
yes,
you
in case
need to contact me for anything, you can do it. Of course, it's a pleasure to help you.
Thank you very much, Federico. Well, yes, like Federico, thank you. Like in general, thank you for attending this webinar with me. This was very helpful. Yes, to get your insights. You're an ESCP ambassador. I mean, you are the reason why people want to apply for this program, because you can really like inform them about the specificities of the school. So like big thanks to you. And yes, don't hesitate to get in touch with us and to visit us on the virtual booth. And I wish you all a very nice day. Goodbye.
Bye.